Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Such a special day. And not just because we get to gather together and I get to feel you and be with you and journey with you and shift with you and create with you. Tuesdays just always had kind of been a special day in my life throughout the years. Do you have a day like that for yourself? If you look back, maybe it's Friday for you or Thursday. For me, it was Tuesday, and that was when I used to dance and go to shows. And I don't know, there's something special about Tuesday. So, dear ones, let's dive right into the drawing. So much to bring through for you today. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How are you feeling? It's been a big week for a lot of people. People are moving through some pretty serious stuff. And what I love about that, and what's really beautiful about this time for myself and my clients and people that I know that are going through these big life changes right now, is their ability to really embrace it and recognize that it is in response to what it is they're seeking to create for themselves. That is tremendous. Tremendous. They are pivoting, they are meeting life. They have the awareness that what is occurring is as a result of the very intentions that they themselves have created for themselves, for a life that they desire. And even though it's very challenging, because, right, you don't know how it's going to show up. That's not our job as creators. Our job as creators is staying attuned and aligned to the creation as being finished, the wish fulfilled that is already done. And the how reveals itself to you in the now, right? And so this will bring stuff up, because what's happening is as soon as we anchor our awareness into the desired state, into the creation is finished, it's no longer in resonance with our previous version of self that held those previous patterns. So what is not in resonance will make itself apparent and show up in our life in different ways. And it can be very challenging ways, very emotional ways. And because those two states of being cannot occupy the same space at the same time within you. And when you recognize that, you're no longer reacting to life. You're embracing life, and it becomes exciting, even though it has all the other emotions with it. But it becomes exciting because you're seeing your creation come to life. You're recognizing it. You're taking accountability for it. And the changes that are occurring for you have a beautiful effect on all those around you as well. So it's tremendous. So if you are going through a challenging time, I just created the April activation, and that will also help you shift that and embrace that and say yes, thank you to what arises. But do understand, whatever is appearing in your world is the direct result of your vibration. And you might not be aware of the vibration that you're carrying, but that experience is reflecting that to you. Hello, Neil. Good morning from New Zealand. I love it. Good morning, Neil. Thank you for being here. Hi, Mom. So, sometimes those things are very hidden from ourselves, and it's really not obvious. It's really not. It may be obvious in the beginning, when you start to pay attention to your inner dialogue. But as you get a little bit more into that, your dialogue becomes a lot more surreptitious, a little bit more subterfuge, perhaps, a little bit more hidden. But the way that you notice it will reflect back to you in your outer world. So, because everything we experience is a reflection and projection of how we see ourselves. Okay, so I'll give you a personal example. I think I shared this before, but I will share it again because it is relevant and it is showing up now. I was reading Joseph Murphy's book about the power of your subconscious mind, and he was talking about different thought forms. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have been feeling that way. It was so clear to me when I read it in the book. I wasn't aware of it, even though I had been paying attention to my thoughts, and I am tuned into myself each day, and I'm constantly, refining and checking in. And I didn't catch them. But in the book, it was very clear for me to see. It was a beautiful mirror. So whatever arises and arrives to you is your mirror. And that will give you an opening to understand and contemplate what is the thought that's there, what is the belief that's there, what is the undercurrent or the dominant vibration perhaps that you're carrying. And then you can, make changes into a more harmonious state for yourself, saying, this is really what I want instead, and change that feeling state. And then you begin to attract new things. And a lot of times it's just a very quick, tweaking. Sometimes it takes a little more practice and refining and staying tuned to that longer. The more adept and you get at it, the easier it is to begin to anchor in these new states of awareness. Okay, here's today's drawing, everyone. You'll get a better version of it in the Inner Alchemist Facebook group, because I don't know if you could see the fine kind of pale yellow lines in the middle. And I invite and welcome all shares as to what you perceive and receive from the drawings. I love hearing your contemplations and reflections. Okay. So this is what came through. The water will carry you along its course, a course designed by intelligence, capital I, by Creator. So I just saw a river, not a very smooth one with all the currents, and just being in the river and, floating along with it. So the water will carry you along its course, a course designed by intelligence, with a capital I, by Creator. Hello, Utkarsha. Welcome. Some have forgotten how to swim the moment the cord was cut. Some have forgotten how to swim the moment the cord was cut. You were born from water and of water, right? The amniotic fluid. I mean, we're suspended in our first 9 months before we come into this world in fluid. We obviously are made of anywhere from 70 to 80 something percent water. I read different things at different times, but we are water. I've heard many fascinating studies on water and life and the imprinting that water has. Fascinating stuff. David Wilcock, I saw him years ago and he was talking about that back in 2014. Anyway, water is life. Allow the water to carry you. Allow life's currents to carry you. You fear when you forget who you are. You are water that always flows. You are life that always flows. Flow as life. This is speaking to the theme that I've been picking up the last few weeks with all the big energies coming in. And it's really up to us to use our awareness to stay connected so we can flow with life's currents. Okay? Life is wanting to take us where we want to go. Where we want to go, where our heart is leading us to, where the water intelligently is designed to take you. So, what does it feel like in your body to be connected to your flow? We use these words a lot. They're buzzwords in this community, right? Ease, flow, joy, balance. Sounds good, right? What does it actually mean? Maybe flow isn't the word for you. For me, I love the word effortlessness, effortless power. That feels really good to me. So take a moment, bring in some sounds here. Take a moment and just recall a time where you were in your flow. when you were in your flow, everything was just happening with such ease, right? You were a perfect conduit for whatever was happening at that moment. There's no effort involved. Everything was falling into place perfectly. Remember, see, I can feel you all shifting that state right now. When we remember this, it's bringing us into that vibration. It's beautiful. So stay there for a minute. Now, from that place, just notice how the breath shifted. Okay, the body's responding to these thoughts and the feelings that are intertwined with these thoughts. It's really the feeling of flow that you're feeling when you're remembering something. You're not remembering the thought, you're remembering the feeling of the experience. And that, remember, the feeling is what creates. So we can recreate that feeling of flow by remembering times that were references for that for us. References are really useful. So connect and stay connected with that feeling where everything was working just beautifully. You know, it's like everything lined up. Wow, I'm in the right place at the right time. I got this job. I got accepted to school. I met all the right people. You know, everything was just so easy. Easy. Yeah. Now stay with that feeling and breathe from this place. Okay, so this feeling is like your own personal atmosphere. Breathe the air from here. Breathe the air from here. Yeah. Now, because we're actually now embodying a higher vibration, notice the breath. Is the breath more in the upper body, or are you actually able to breathe into the belly? So let's do it this way. Imagine an elevator in front of you. I want you to really embody this breath of this of vibration of flow, however you feel it for yourself. Okay, this is the flow-vator, the elevator that's going to take you to the level of flow that you're at. Okay, so allow the elevator doors to open in your mind's eye. And when you step into the elevator, you're going to turn around and you're going to look and see what floor you're on right now. You're going to see all the numbers, or you can see the numbers on the side. So notice how many levels there are in your elevator, in your flow-vator. Now, there is one button that has the letter F for flow. That's the flow level, the flow floor. It's going to be a lot of alliteration today. The flow floor that you're going to get off of. So push the button that says F. Yep. And we're just going to wait until we arrive. And maybe while the flow vader is taking us to that level, you can hold that memory of those times in your life where you were really connected and everything was moving beautifully. All the pieces were in place. You felt really on top of the world. You felt connected. Beautiful. When you arrive, allow the elevator doors to open. And then just pause for a moment and feel the energy, the ambiance of this floor that you're about to step onto, this level. There you go. And then when you're ready, take your steps onto the floor and just breathe here now. See how the breathing changed? Because I was tracking some people before in the breath, and it seemed like the breath is really stuck up here where we perceive the higher vibration. The higher vibration is all over. It's a state of being. Okay, so now we're at the level of that vibration, and now we can bring that breath a lot more deeply into the body, right? You feel that? There you go. Yes. Oh, now things are really buzzing. This feels really good, everyone. Beautiful. Now you're in the vibration of flow, however it feels to you. It might have a different word. Use the word that you define it to be, that is most true for you. I'm just going to use flow. It's really key that we find language and ways to describe our things, states of being for ourselves that are true for us, that are true for us. Because perhaps we're trying to create a reality using words that we really don't have a connection to. We never really pause to consider how this is for me. What does this feel like to me? What does this really mean to me? And instead, we're taking on the language of others, which is fine in the beginning. It's fine to template off other people when you're beginning anything. But if it's going to be you, and it has to be you because you are the creator, it's important that I have found over the years to really define for yourself what that looks like, what that feels like, and how would you describe it in words? The subconscious mind loves descriptions, loves descriptions. So for me, I'll give you a personal example, is I have been really contemplating what I want to create for myself again. I'm at another level of creation and I'm ready to create something else, something new for myself. And I'm surrounded with a lot of really powerful creators in my life. I'm very blessed to have attracted them to me as I have throughout the years, because this is something I aspire to constantly embody, that power within myself to the fullest capacity, fully embody that. And I love to share and guide people to their own creator power, as you well know. So for me, I've been looking at how people are creating, and it just doesn't mean anything to me what they're showing me. I'm happy for them, but it's not valuable to me personally. So I was like, well, what's the feeling of what I want to create? A lot of people I know really want to create a life of opulence and luxury. Maybe that speaks to you. It didn't speak to me in those terms. So what I really discovered is what I'm seeking is comfort. For me, comfort is luxury. Luxury, I don't have a connection to, but comfort, I do deeply. And now I can create a life of comfort because I know exactly what that means for myself and how that feels. So this is that level of flow. Okay. So you define flow however it speaks to you. Because then once you connect with that for yourself and the feeling of that, you have the feeling first and then you define what you're experiencing. It's not the other way around. Hey, Rebecca. Happy to see you. It's not the other way around. It's the feeling that creates. We want to allow that feeling, which our heart knows. It knows the feeling you want to have. Allow that feeling of flow, of connection, of ease, of effortless power. Of effortless power to arise from within you. Allow it to inform you. And then from there, you get the descriptions. You might even get intuitive, clairvoyant information about things. Okay? But we occupy the state first. And then perceive from that place, then breathe from that place. Just like we did getting off the elevator. We got off at the level of flow. We could get off the level of comfort. We can get off the level of connection. Whatever it is you want to get to, it is a state of vibration that has a particular feeling. If we rest in the feeling, if we breathe with the feeling, and we embody that as often as we can throughout the day and really infuse and saturate ourselves with what that feels like, what that looks like, what the thoughts are that exist at that level of vibration. That version of you. And you're already there. You got off at that level. You're already there. So all you have to do now is stay on that floor. You're now living here. You can choose to get back in that flow Vader and go down again if you want. There's nothing wrong with exploring the different levels, but you found the button that had your level of vibration connected to your flow and you got off at that level. That's all you need to do. And you want to stay there. Let's explore different levels so you have some contrast here. So let's get back into that elevator of yours. Now, we could have spent a lot of time at that level and I could have guided you to places, which you're welcome to do on your own and see what's there. Allow yourself to get messages and information and guidance. But I want to give you a different example. So you begin to feel the different states of vibration. So let's go back into the elevator. Okay, we're going to pick another F state of consciousness called freedom, because this is one I think that speaks to everybody. We all have a different connection to what that feels like for us. Okay, so when you get back in your elevator, look at all the buttons, and you're on the F floor for flow, you're going to see another F for freedom, and notice where it is. That's going to light up for you. And then when you're ready, you can push it. Got the elevator music going. Continue to breathe. Notice if you're holding your breath or not throughout this experience. There you go. And notice how it feels as you're kind of in between states. Right? We're just in the elevator. We're just waiting. We're not thinking about what it's like. We're not wondering when it's going to arrive. We know we're going to get there because we put it in the elevator. We pushed the button. Now we're just waiting. But we know we're going to arrive. Okay, this is the same idea of creation. You know it's going to come into being. There's no guessing. You've already put it into the universal mind. You've already created it. It's already done. It already exists. You're already there. You're not wondering about it. You know you're arrived. There's a different state around that. Okay, now people have seemed to arrived at that level. Beautiful. Allow your elevator doors to open, but do not get out yet. Now, once they open, just feel the air, right? You know how that is in the elevator. First, you get kind of this little push of air. Feel the ambiance of the environment of freedom before you get off. See if you can perceive what that vibration, that feeling state is for you. There you go. And maybe images are coming to your mind with that, welcome it. You get a lot of information this way. This is your intuitive self connecting with the life and the feelings and the thoughts and the way of being at the level of freedom for you. Yeah. I see someone on the boat. Who's on the boat? Who's on the water? Who is that? Okay. Beautiful. Now when you're ready, step onto that floor and take a big breath in and feel that level of freedom that you're in now. You're in it. You are it. It is you. You're there. You got off on that floor. That's it. Done. Beautiful. There's a lot of light coming in now. I almost it's very hard to see even with my mind's eye. It's so brilliant. Someone just started glowing this golden color over their head. Incredible. Was that you on the boat? Rebecca, was that you? Okay. Yeah. So just feel. Okay. And also, oh, wow, it was you, Rebecca. Yep. Awesome. So I also want to bring to mind that you haven't left flow now that you're on freedom. It's still you. So see if you can kind of hold both states at the same time. They kind of work together, right? They're synergistic. I can't think of any really high pure essence frequency that doesn't work with the other ones. They all beautifully flow together. So see if you can breathe in flow and freedom at the same time. Notice how it kind of changes, but just allow it, because you already are it. There you go. Allow it to create something new from the two states. Freedom and flow. How does that feel together as one? It's a different feeling state. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, just allow it to teach you. Allow it to inform you. Freedom and flow. Flow and freedom. Flow freely. There you go. Whatever this is right now is a very deep state, and it feels suspended, like you've reached the center point, the 0 point of that. It's a beautiful place to be. Now breathe from this place of stillness. And keep doing that. I'm going to bring in the chimes. I want you to really infuse yourself and saturate yourself with these vibrations that you are holding yourself, you are creating. You are connected to and creating at the same time. Wisdom of the chimes, my water element. She's water. And the first I saw an eagle soaring overhead in its flow, its divine flow of the air currents. And then it just felt really like still water, floating on the water, seeing the reflection of the eagle soaring overhead in the water and above. And it's in that kind of state of reverie, of stillness, before you go to sleep, where you really embody the state of the wish fulfilled, the state, the life of freedom, the life of flow, whatever it is you're creating. So I invite you, before you fall asleep each night and when you wake up in the morning, in those two kind of drowsy states, to imagine yourself getting into your own elevator that's going to take you to the level of your dream, your desired state, your heart's desire. And you want to stay there. You want to get off at that floor, and you want to begin to live life from that level from now on until it materializes in the physical. That's it. So sometimes what happens is, you're there. There's kind of for me, there's almost like, I'm done. I don't have to put more attention onto this. How do you know when you're done putting attention there? It just feels complete. I check in. So you can check in to see if you're still on that floor, or did you go down a few levels, or did you go up to a different level? Down is not bad. It's just a different level of vibration and awareness. So if you did change floors, bring yourself back up to that one. Okay? And start to live from that state. You moved up, like the Jeffersons. Okay. And, we're going to go into this in a lot more depth at the end of the month, beginning April 25th. I'm going to be offering my signature conscious creation masterclass called You Now. And then I invite you to sign up, because this is really an opportunity where you get to be in this state for 5 days together. And as you know, there is a big difference creating in a container designed for you to do so, where you're immersed in that, versus trying to do it on your own. And it's always much easier when we do this together. Okay, there's a different elevation of awareness and vibration, like plugging into a big battery. And then when you go to try and do it on your own, it feels like you've unplugged somehow. Okay, so this is an opportunity for you to stay plugged in to your power as a creator, to your desired reality. And we're going to hold that state for 5 days. And each day I'm going to bring you to different places within your awareness, showing you how to use your consciousness to bring that into being, so you can connect. I'm all about direct experiences. So you can connect and have a direct experience of that for yourself that week. If you don't experience it, how do you know it's true for you? Again, it's up to us to be informed, not conformed, but informed. The transformation is going from here to here. And that's what this week is about. Okay, so register. I'll put the link in the description. Invite people this is that time. It's time for people to really remember who they are, step into what it is they'd like to create for themselves. And a lot of people really just don't know how to do it. It's conceptual for them. Creation is not a concept. It's a state of being. And this is 5 days where you get to connect with being that. And each Tuesday, you get a chance to connect with being that. And those of you who are here, you work with me full time pretty much. And you really know what it's like to be in that. And I've seen you make incredible shifts for yourself. And my heart is overflowing with joy for you in witnessing you do that for yourselves. It's really incredible. Okay. So the link for You Now will be in the comments in the description. This is also going to be posted on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe to anyone you think might resonate with this information and this light. And I thank you so much for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. Life-altering days. Yes, Rebecca, absolutely. Absolutely. And I wish you a beautiful week, dear ones. Blessings.